everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Simple Safety Series with Fumilola Oladokun. And if you are new here, you're welcome. This is where we discuss safety topics in simple, easy to understand format. And today we want to continue our series on home safety, what you need to know. And our focus today will be on fire extinguishment and home fire equipment. So come along with me as we walk through the topic this morning. Thank you for watching, and kindly smash the like button, subscribe to our page, and smash the notification bell if you have not subscribed to the page. So welcome once again. Home fire safety episode 2, fire extinguishment and home fire equipment. Like I've said before, what exactly do you need to know with respect to this topic? And so we will just move through it quickly as we discuss fire extinguishment. And remember, we discussed the 3 basic fire elements in the previous episode, and we talked about the 3 basic elements about being fuel, heat, and oxygen. And we said that without the 3 basic elements, the fire cannot start and it cannot continue. And I also notified us with respect to the chemical reaction that makes it a fire tetrahedral. And so today we will discuss the fire extinguishment with respect to these 3 basic elements. That means removing one of the 3 basic elements eventually stops the fire. And so when we remove it from the oxygen area, that means we are smoldering the fire, and then we remove the oxygen. That's smoldering. When we remove the fuel, which is what is actually burning, we call that starvation. And when we remove the heat, which is the temperature, we call that cooling. So come along with me as we discuss the 3. Starvation, removing the fuel from the 3 basic elements. So when we remove the fuel, we break the chain, and then the fire eventually will stop. So examples of removing the fuel is probably removing the a kitchen towel that is burning from the cooker. That is removing the fuel. Or closing the gas from the cylinder. That is, we are automatically cutting the source of what exactly is burning. So those are examples of starvation, making sure that you remove what exactly is burning from the fire. And this is just is possible for fire that is not that big, or when the fuel is not big. So you can do that, removing the fuel, which is starvation. And then the next one is removing the heat, which is cooling. The only way this can be done is the application of water. When we want to remove the heat, we reduce the temperature by adding water. But mind you, water has its limitation. And so what are the limitations of water? What are the things that we need to know with respect to using water to quench a fire or to break the chain? Fires where we have live electricity, where live electricity is present, it is not advisable we use water in that respect, because it can result into electrocution hazard. So hydrocarbon fuels, like the kerosene, anything hydrocarbon, oil that we cook in the kitchen, when we add water, we aggravate the fire. And also metal fires. Also, addition of water to metal fires also aggravate the fire. So it's just important for you to know those 3. Water is used for cooling, but water is not ideal for every type of fire. And so we will talk about the 3rd one, which is the smoldering, which is the removing of the oxygen. Oxygen content, when we remove it from the fire, it is called smoldering. And we said in a previous episode that oxygen is available in the atmosphere at 21%, but we can manually remove the oxygen, because without sufficient oxygen, I said we need 16% of oxygen for any fire to burn. And so when we remove the oxygen manually, we would smother the fire and then break the chain. An example of that is using the fire blanket to cover the fire. Sometimes in the kitchen, when the pot is burning on the, probably we are cooking oil or something, and it catches fire, we can cover the lid of the pot. That is, we are separating the fire from the oxygen, so we break the chain. And also using the foam, when we use the fire extinguisher foam, the foam fire extinguisher on the fire, we cover the surface of the fire, so we won't allow oxygen to penetrate into the fire. So those are ways that we smother the fire, we remove oxygen. And another example is using a metal bin, covering the metal bin. So automatically we stop the air from flowing in, and we stop the oxygen from getting into the fire. So that is smoldering. So the three we have talked about is smoldering, is removing oxygen. We talked about starvation, removing the fire, and cooling, which is removing the heat. And so what are the four basic home fire equipment that we need to have? The first one we'll talk about the smoke alarm. The second one, heat detector. The third one is the fire extinguisher, and the fourth one is a fire blanket. These four fire basic elements are important in the home. They are not we are not being pessimistic, or you're expecting a fire to happen in your home, but you are being proactive to prepare ahead in case there's a fire, or to make sure that you reduce the impact as much as possible. When we have a smoke detector, it's just a device that senses smoke, and it just indicates that there is smoke. And so when the smoke gets into the detector triggers, it senses it, and then it triggers an alarm. And so you are also triggered from wherever you are, and you go to that area to see what exactly what is causing that alarm. So that is a smoke detector. So at the end of the day, it helps to remove, if the fire is about to start, or you're already starting, you're aware, you can safely leave the house, or you can safely extinguish the fire. So that is a smoke detector. And also we have a heat detector. A heat detector also is just like the smoke detector, but what this one gets identified is the increase in the heat. When the detector detects that the heat level of that particular room is unusual, is much more than it used to be, the alarm triggers as well. But the heat detectors do not detect smoke, and we need to know that. And also, it is important for us to know that in rooms where it's always we do smoky things, like the kitchen where we cook, or the washroom that is always cloudy or steamy, it is advisable we use a heat detector instead of a smoke detector, because if we put a smoke detector, it will be triggering falsely because of the activities that are going on in the room in that particular place. So, but when we use the heat detector in that area, like the kitchen, it only detects the increase in heat, and then we're able to identify whenever there is an event or a fire occurrence. And also the third one is the fire blanket. A fire blanket, as we have said before, is just a fire resistant material. It's made of a fire resistant material. So it's used to smother the fire, like I've explained before. It can also be used to cover somebody in the event of a fire. When somebody catches fire, the fire blanket can be used to cover the person. So it removes the oxygen from getting into the person, and then the fire is extinguished. So also when there's a fire, somebody can use it to cover themselves and find their way safely out of the room for the fire blanket. So the fire blanket is very, very important. It can also be used for the deep fries in the kitchen, as I've explained before, and the waste bins and all that. So it's just used to smother a fire. It is made of fire resistant material, and it is very, very important for us to have it in the home. And the fire extinguisher, this is a fire protection device used to extinguish small and control small fires. Please remember, a fire extinguisher is used to extinguish incipient fires, or small fires as we call it. Fire that you can see the base, you know the source, you saw it is very small, you can see the base, and then you can use it on the fire. It is not for a fire that has already gotten full blown, or a fire that has already gotten to the ceiling, or you can't see the source. It is only meant for you to fight incipient fires, and also to pave your way out to a safe place out of where it's burning, if there is fire on your way. So what you use the fire extinguisher to do is just to pave your way out, or also to fight incipient fire. Not that a house is built is burning completely, and then you, because you have a fire extinguisher in your home, you quickly went there and went into the burning house. No, it's not. That one is meant for the fire brigade and the fire brigade department. And so it is important for us to know that. So in conclusion for this series, the best way to stop a fire is not to allow it to start at all, and know what you need to know to protect your home. It is very important for you to know that the 3 basic elements of fire can be broken in any way that is available for you to do it, so that you can stop or extinguish the fire. And so thank you for watching. Kindly like, subscribe, and share our page, and let's keep the comments coming as we look forward to another series of home safety, what you need to know. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.